Arknights.
Hello guys and welcome back in my channel. Today is the last day of the technical test of Arknights Endfield and I want to make an overall video about this game. First of all, Arknights Endfield is a real-time 3D RPG game with strategic elements in it. The core of the game are exploration, combat system, operators development, and the most important, the base build. The game is set in a semi-open world in the year 1600 of the Arknights storyline, but during the last days of the technical test, they removed the year from the collectible you could collect, so we don't know if they're going to change this in the future or not, but let's just suppose it is set in the future, aspect Arknights. From the story we could discover that the people from Terra reached the Talos 2 through a portal found in the Eternal Icefield, and about this you will discover more during the integrated strategies 4 of Arknights. So let's don't spoiler more about the story. The gaming map, just like I mentioned before, is a semi-open world, which means you have a limit in the map and can go outside such limit. And it is divided in zones. During exploration you will find enemies, chests, collectibles, but most important, a lot of resources useful to the base. You can also find some domain where you can farm important items for the operators and weapons development. About the operator development, operators rarity provided from the technical test are only 6 star and 5 stars, with the Endministrator being the only 6 star. Each character have one follow-up attack, one main skill, one ultimate skill, one talent and some base skills which will benefit the base. Normally the follow-up attack will buff the next auto-attack after using the main skill, but some characters, just like Angelina, will buff all her auto-attacks for some duration after using the ultimate skill. The main skill has a cooldown. Leveling up the skill will increase not only the damage, but also reducing the cooldown. The ultimate skill can only be used once you charge it. Each ultimate skill has different skill points requirement, and you can charge it by one every time you use the main skill. Leveling up the ultimate skill will also reduce the skill points requirement. The talent is just some extra effect your character have, changing effect from operator to operator. If you're interested, you can check my operator showcase playlist to see each operator's kit during the technical test. Then each operator have a level, and every time you reach the current limit you will need to limit the brick if you want to keep a level up. The maximum level currently is 70. Also, for each phase of the operator development, the item required to level up is different. From level 1 to level 20 you can use the basic XP card, or even defeating enemies to increase the level. From level 20 to level 50 you will need to use the XP gun, and from level 50 and above the XP ball is required. An important note is that you can craft the XP cards and guns from the crafting station at the base, while about the XP balls you can only farm them from the domains. Each operator can equip one weapon, going from 2-star weapon to 6-star weapon, and the weapon will provide different statistics. You can level up the weapon up to level 70, just like the operator. An important note about the weapon is the matrix system it has. Basically, you can insert this matrix on the weapon, providing extra statistics and maybe some extra effect if the matrix is good enough. When you defeat an enemy, they have a chance to drop the matrix, with totally RNG effects. The matrix rarity are green, blue, purple and in the end gold. You can only obtain till purple matrix from enemies, while the gold one you have to craft them at the base, after you get the gold receipt from the enemies as a rare drop. At the base you can convert 3 matrix of lower rarity into a better rarity, or infuse 3 matrix of the same type into a new one. But since it's totally RNG, sometimes even a blue matrix is better than a gold one. But the higher rarity will provide better statistics. Anyways, this is for endgame content, and you just need to kill enemies to farm them. Luckily, enemies will spawn fast enough and you don't need to wait an entire day before they respawn. Just create a farming route, and normally, when you finish it, going back at the starting point, the enemies out there are already respawned. So if you want, you can farm matrix for all the day. Next we have the equipment section. Each operator can equip 1 armor, 1 glove and 2 cosmetics. Equipment will provide really good statistics, but the most important are the set bonuses, going from 2, 3 and 4 set bonuses. About the equipment, you don't have to worry about RNG too much. Each equipment has a fixed statistics, but you can craft the gold equipment. At the base, after you unlock the last level of the assembly station, you will be able to unlock the refine mode. Basically, every time you craft an item in the refine mode, you have a chance to get the gold version of that equipment. The more you craft, the higher will be the chance to get the gold equipment. Once you get a gold equipment, the gold bar will decrease by 1, and it will recover over the time. Every 4 hours will refill 1 slot, which means you can craft up to 6 gold equipment per day. The main difference between the normal and the gold version is that the gold version will have better statistics respect to the purple one, and is a float number. For example here, normally this piece provides 15.2% of crit rate and 61% of the crit damage. With these 3 gold versions I crafted, you can see they have better statistics. This one gives 16% of a crit rate and 70.1% of the crit damage, while this one is a 17.5 crit rate and 70.1 crit damage, and the best I got is this one, providing 17.5 crit rate and 76.2 crit damage. So yeah, they will have a bit of RNG, but the stats are fixed, only the number will change based on the RNG. And I guess that's all about the operator development. Let's take a look in the combat system now. First of all, enemies will have 2 different types of bars. One is the HP bar and one is the toughness bar. Stronger enemies will have a more toughness bar. Every time a main skill or ultimate skill hits the target, will reduce by 1 the toughness bar. And when the enemy's toughness bar is empty, the enemy will enter in a status of stagger, being stunned for a short duration and will take 50% more damage during that period, so that is the best moment to deal damage to the enemy. Another core part of the gameplay of the combat system is the elemental infusion. Basically, some operator, and sometimes enemies as well, will drop an elemental energy. Combining different skills with a different type of energy will make an infusion, creating wonderful special effects. Let me show you. Combining Pulse Energy with the Pulse Energy will deal massive pulse damage and will deal 2 Thought Brick damage. Combining Crystal Energy with the Pulse Energy will deal massive pulse damage, Thought Brick 1, and the affected enemy will take 50% of more elemental damage for the next 10 seconds. Combining Hit Energy with the Hit Energy will create a hit damage, Thought Brick 1, and will burn the enemy for 10 seconds, taking hit damage each second. Combining Hit Energy with the Pulse Energy will deal hit damage, Thought Brick 1, and will make the enemy take 50% more physical damage for the next 10 seconds. Combining Crystal Energy with the Crystal Energy will deal crystal damage, Thought Brick 1, and the enemy won't be able to move for 5 seconds. Combining Crystal Energy with the Hit Energy will deal massive crystal damage and Thought Brick 1. A lot of operators can create energies, but with really low chances, while some ultimate skills will guarantee you an energy, but if you use equipment sets, you can increase a lot the chance to create them. A character I want to mention is Vivenna. Her ultimate skill will leave a spear on the ground, which can be used as a pulse energy. Really good character for the reaction squads. Most of your operators will also be able to crowd control enemies with the grounded, levitate, and knockback effects. These crowd controls are really important because most of the enemies, when charging a powerful attack, can be cancelled if they get hit by a crowd control. Not only you will be able to stop the cast, but you will also be able to deal 1 extra toughness damage. And in the end, here we go with the base building. The base building is one of the core of Arknights Endfield. The base can produce a lot of resources useful to craft items you can use on the field, such healing potions, revive potions, grenades, and etc. etc. The equipment crafting also requires you to have materials that only the base can produce. At the beginning you will only have the main tower as output and input, but once you unlock the last level of the base, which will increase by a lot the size of it, will also unlock the side storages, providing you 2 new type of devices which can only be installed on the side storages, and they will work as input and output. So once you unlock this, you can start to make huge factories to produce materials. On the map you will find a lot of mining sites, and what you have to do is just to place some miners, connect the electricity, and they will start to work. Level 2 and above miners will be able to transport items directly to the base, so you don't need to manually transport them. So once you set the miners, you can start to work on them, making different primitive materials, work on them, combining them, and in the end making the final product. is pretty complicated, and if you want to maximize the profit, you will need to make a really good plan on where to build what. Normally the endgame of the base is to produce enough gold materials such as batteries and foods, so you can sell them in the trading post. Selling items in the trading post will give you money and trading points, which can be used at the NPC shop to exchange stuffs. Really good. You will also be able to craft ziplines which will allow you to travel between the map fast, but all these will require energy, so you need to increase your electricity limit. Just need to build some reactors which will turn one of the primitive ore into energy, increasing the electricity limit of your base. I didn't play a lot in the base because I was pretty busy during these days, so I didn't build something too amazing. Mostly it's just to test how the base works. But if you want an efficient base, you will need to think about the produce rate of materials, the speed each machine takes to work on them, because else you will have this situation of the stoppage, which is pretty bad for a factory. At the next beta test I will dig more into this, and at release I will make guides on it if you need. Oh yeah, another point is the endgame daily routine. You will probably just need to log in, do the 3 daily quests to claim the rewards, sell the items from the trading posts to make some profit, craft some refined equipment, and if you have time, kill some enemies to get metrics, and that's all. In my opinion, for a technical test, this game is really amazing, but still needs some refinement, especially in the combat system, and about the base as well, because once you build a pretty efficient base, you don't have to do anything with it anymore. So maybe increasing the size, adding more type of machines, etc. But yeah, this is just a technical test, and I already sent them the feedbacks. So now let's hope Hyperglyph will make a good job in the future. And that's all I want to say about this game. This is Kyo, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Bye bye!